Hello everyone and welcome to the results for match week 2. Sorry for the delayed video, but it has been a bank holiday weekend here in the UK and I've been at a festival, thus the slightly delayed video. But without further ado, let's jump into the results for match week 2. In 5th place we have Rado Online TV, who only chose for 7 games this weekend and still managed to get 57% of those correct. Next up we have JB Predicts, who only chose 9 games this weekend, but he managed to get 5 of those correct with a correct score percentage of 56%. Next up we have a bunch of creators here who all got 5 out of 10 outcomes correct with a correct outcome percentage of 50%. And in 2nd place with the least correct picks for the outcome, it's Matt SB. And in last place, we have Prediction 2 Foot, who only got 3 out of 10 outcomes correct with a correct outcome percentage of 30%. And next up, we are on to most correct picks for the outcome. And in 4th place, we have Henry Talks Football, who only chose from 6 games this week, but managed to get the outcome correct in 4 of those for a correct outcome score of 67%. And in 3rd place for the most correct picks, we have a few content creators here who picked 7 out of 10 correct outcomes. And in joint 2nd place, we have Ellie Talks Football and Paul from Bluebird Legend, who managed to correctly guess the outcome of the match, getting 8 out of 10 correct. And our number 1 overall picker this week is Seb on Football, who managed to correctly guess the outcome of 9 out of 10 matches with a massive 90% score. And next up, we are on to the least correct picks when predicting the exact score. And this one's nice and easy with a bunch of creators here managing not to predict any correct scores in any of the matches. And next up, we have the content creators who got the most correct picks when predicting the exact score. And here we have 9 creators, all managing to get 2 out of 10 exact scores for a correct percentage of 20%. And out in front is Ellie Talks Football and Sebi YT, who managed to correctly guess the exact score in 3 out of 10 games, or 30%. And next up, we have the most unprofitable creators. If every creator bet £100 on each of the match they chose, and losing just £80 is SO99 and the full 90 with a return on investment of -8%. Following that is JB Predicts, that would have lost you just slightly more with £89 or a return of investment of -10%. And following him, it's Naeem UTD, who would have lost you £140 if you would have followed his outcome picks, a return of investment of -14. Following Naeem, it's iForensic and Mikey from Benjamin Bloom, who would have lost you a little bit more substantial £253. or 25% return of investment minus return of investment. And following those two, it's Candid Covis David, who would have lost you £268. And closely behind is Boobants, who would have lost you £271. And getting to the top of the creators who would have lost you the most money, here it's Matt SB, who would have lost you £328 if you would have bet £100 on every single one of his outcome picks, or a return of investment of -33. And sadly, we have to have a biggest loser here. And this week it's Prediction 2 Foot, who would have lost you £578 or a -58% return of investment if you would have bet £100 on each one of his outcome picks. So Better luck next week. And next up, we have the most profitable creators when choosing the outcome of the match. And first up, we have Ballerism, who would have earned you £161, or a return of investment of 16%. Following him, it's Ben from On the Ball, who would have earned you £8 more with a profit of £169. And following on from Ben, it's Ty from Candid Covers, who would have earned you £224, or return on investment of 22%. And following Ty, it's Sebi YT and Footy Social Club, and they would have both earned you £285, or a 29% return of investment if you would have followed their picks. Closely behind, it's the Footy Network, earning you an extra £7. And then it's Krause Football with a little bit of gap here, and they would have earned you £408, or a massive 41% return of investment. Then it's Ellie Talks Football, who would have earned you £465, or a 47% return of investment. Then we have Paul from Bluebird Legend, and he would have earned you £589, or a 59% return of investment. And in number one spot for the most profitable picks from the outcome of the match goes to Seb on Football, and he would have earned you £830, or 83% return of investment if you would have bet £100 on each one of his picks. So congratulations to Seb this week. Now on to the most unprofitable predictors from our creators when choosing the exact score. And at the bottom here, we have Ace Prediction, Blackburn were overseas, Paul from Bluebird Legend, and Mr. Footballer Loons. And they would have all lost you £317, or roughly minus 32% return of investment. Up next, and nearly double the loss rate of the others, is Henry Talks Football, and he would have lost you £600 if you would have chosen his exact score predictions, with a return of investment of minus 100% because he only chose 6 games this week and got them all wrong. And the final group here, all choosing 10 games and none of them getting any correct scores correct, and they would have lost you £1,000 each, with a return of investment of minus 100. And now on to the final group of slides, and here we're looking at the most profitable creators when picking the correct score. And at the bottom here, who would have won you a nice £581 is Sports Enter Time, Nathan Connor TV, and Georgian Burrs, with a return investment of 58%. And alongside them, we have JB Predicts, who would have earned you £608. Following JB with a nice return of investment of 79%, it's Krause Football, who would have earned you £785 with his correct score predictions. And following Finn, we have Seb on Football, who would have earned you £791. And in 5th place, we have Mikey from Benjamin Bloom, who would have earned you a nice hefty £1,051 with a great return on investment of 105%. Coming in 4th, we have the Footy Network, who would have earned you £1,146, or a return on investment of 115%. Getting into the top 3 now, we have Matt from Matt SB, and he would have got you a lovely £1,228, or a return on investment of 123%. Coming in at number 2, we have Sebi YT, earning you 1,379%. And his actual correct scores are: he correctly guessed the 2-1 Fulham home win. He also correctly guessed the 2-0 Arsenal away win against Villa. And he also predicted the Bournemouth 1, Newcastle 1 score. And in first place, we have Ellie Talks Football, who would have won you an absolutely massive £1,681, or a return of investment of 168%. And she correctly predicted the Brighton versus Man United match, the 2-1 victory for Brighton. She also guessed the Fulham versus Leicester match, where Fulham won also 2-1. And she correctly guessed the Southampton-Nottingham score, with Nottingham Forest taking all 3 points. So congratulations to Ellie. And that's a wrap for the Game Week 2 fixtures and predictions results video. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Please give the video a like and a subscribe. And I hope to see you for the next round of fixtures in a few days. Take care.